Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, your heart racing, mind buzzing with the vivid remnants of a dream. It was so real, so intense, that you can almost still feel it. But as you try to describe it to someone, the details slip away, and you're left with nothing more than fragments, disjointed images, fleeting emotions, words that don't quite capture the essence. But what if you could show someone exactly what you saw? What if you could reach into your mind, pull out your dream, and project it like a movie for others to see? Science fiction, right? Or maybe not. Think about it for a moment. We live in a world where technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace. We've created machines that can read our brainwaves, interfaces that allow us to control devices with our thoughts, and algorithms that can predict our next move before we even realize it ourselves. So, is it really so far-fetched to imagine a future where we could share our dreams? What if the very fabric of our inner world, our most private thoughts, fears, and fantasies, could be laid bare for others to see? What would that mean for us as individuals and for society as a whole? For centuries, the idea of sharing dreams has been a tantalizing concept. Ancient civilizations believed dreams were messages from the gods, divine insights into the future, or even omens that could alter the course of history. The Egyptians, for instance, had a dream book that interpreted dreams as prophetic signs. In ancient Greece, people would visit temples and sleep there, hoping for healing dreams sent by the gods. Fast forward to modern times, and dreams have become a central theme in science fiction. Movies like Inception have captivated audiences with the idea of shared dreams, exploring the possibilities and dangers of entering another person's subconscious mind. But beyond the realm of fiction, scientists are now seriously exploring the possibility of decoding and sharing dreams, driven by our growing understanding of the brain and the development of sophisticated technologies. But the question remains, can we really unlock the mind in this way? To understand the potential of dream sharing, we first need to grasp the science behind dreams. When we sleep, particularly during the REM, rapid eye movement phase, our brains are far from inactive. In fact, they're working overtime, processing memories, emotions, and the day's experiences. This neural activity is what we experience as dreams. It's a chaotic, yet somehow coherent narrative that our brain constructs as we rest. But dreams aren't just random. Studies have shown that dreams can reflect our deepest anxieties, desires, and even problem-solving processes. Some researchers believe that dreams serve a psychological purpose, helping us process emotions, consolidate memories, and prepare for future challenges. But despite decades of research, the exact mechanisms of how and why we dream remain one of the biggest mysteries in neuroscience. This brings us to the central challenge. If we want to share dreams, we first need to decode them. We need to understand how the brain creates these vivid, sometimes bizarre experiences, and then find a way to translate that neural activity into something others can perceive. So, where are we in this quest? The truth is, we're just scratching the surface. Over the past few decades, scientists have made some impressive strides in understanding brain activity. Techniques like functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, have allowed us to peek into the brain and see which areas light up during certain activities or thoughts. In some experiments, researchers have even been able to reconstruct simple visual images from brain activity, like identifying whether a person is looking at a face or an object. But when it comes to dreams, things get far more complicated. Dreams are not just visual experiences. They're a complex mix of images, emotions, sounds, and sometimes even smells or physical sensations. Susana Martinez Conde, a neuroscientist, explains that while dreams are just another form of neural activity, decoding them is incredibly challenging. We're limited by our understanding of the brain's neural code, the specific patterns of activity that translate into conscious experience. To put it simply, if the brain is a vast library of information, we still don't know the language in which the books are written. And until we crack that code, dream sharing will remain just out of reach. Even if we could decode dreams, we'd face significant technological challenges. Imagine trying to capture a movie where every frame is influenced by personal memories, emotions, and cultural context, and where the film reel is constantly changing. That's the reality we'd be dealing with when it comes to dreams. Robert Stickgold, a sleep researcher at Harvard, argues that our current technology is nowhere near advanced enough to capture or share these complex, ever-changing experiences accurately. Let's consider the logistical hurdles. First, there's the issue of recording dreams in real time. Unlike our waking thoughts, which can be somewhat linear, dreams often jump from one scene to another with little logic or continuity. This makes them difficult to track and even harder to interpret. Moreover, dreams are highly subjective. The same image might mean something completely different to two different people, depending on their personal experiences, emotions, and memories. So, even if we could project a dream onto a screen, it might not make sense to anyone except the dreamer. And then there's the question of privacy. Dreams often reveal our deepest fears, desires, and secrets. Things we might not want to share with anyone, even those closest to us. How would we protect the privacy of dreamers in a world where dreams could be recorded and shared? Would there be ethical guidelines? Or would this technology be subject to misuse, much like how social media and other technologies have been exploited? But let's not forget that the concept of sharing dreams isn't entirely new. Throughout history, various cultures have believed in the power of shared dreams. In some African cultures, for instance, it's believed that one person can dream for another, receiving messages or guidance meant for someone else. This practice isn't just about interpreting dreams, but about connecting with others on a deeper, spiritual level. In ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece, dreams were often seen as divine messages that could be shared between individuals. For example, priests and patients in ancient temples would sometimes have the same dream, which was interpreted as a sign from the gods. These historical practices might seem far removed from our modern, technology-driven world, but they raise interesting questions about the nature of dreams. Are they purely private experiences, or do they have a social, even spiritual dimension that we've lost touch with? In many ways, these ancient beliefs echo the modern quest to share dreams through technology. Whether through spiritual means or technological advancements, the idea of connecting with others through our dreams taps into a deep-seated human desire for understanding and intimacy. Despite the challenges, research into dream sharing isn't at a standstill. In fact, scientists are making fascinating progress. One area of research involves lucid dreaming, a state where the dreamer is aware they're dreaming and can sometimes control the dream's content. In some studies, researchers have been able to communicate with lucid dreamers by asking them questions and receiving responses through specific eye movements. This is a small but significant step towards bridging the gap between the private world of dreams and the outside world. At the MIT Media Lab, researchers like Adam Horowitz are exploring even more ambitious possibilities. They're working on projects that aim to decode the visuals from dreams using advanced brain imaging techniques. In another line of research, they're experimenting with a dream incubation, where specific themes or ideas are introduced to a person before they sleep, in an attempt to influence the content of their dreams. These experiments are pushing the boundaries of what we might be able to achieve in the future. But, as Horowitz points out, even if we could share the visuals of a dream, we might never be able to fully share the experience. Dreams are deeply embedded in our personal contexts, our memories, emotions, and subconscious thoughts. Sharing dreams might require more than just technology. It might require a fundamental shift in how we understand and interpret the human mind. But let's pause for a moment. Just because we might be able to share dreams in the future, does that mean we should? The idea of dream sharing raises a host of ethical and philosophical questions. What happens when the boundaries between our private thoughts and the outside world begin to blur? Could dream sharing be used to manipulate or control people, as we've seen in countless dystopian stories? Or could it offer new ways to connect with others on a deeper, more intimate level? Imagine a world where dreams are no longer private. What if governments or corporations had the ability to access and analyze your dreams? Could this technology be used to monitor your innermost thoughts, or even to influence your behavior? These are not just hypothetical questions. They're real concerns that we need to consider as we move closer to the possibility of sharing dreams. Moreover, there's the question of consent. If someone else could access your dreams, would you still have full control over your own mind? What if you didn't want to share a particular dream, but were pressured or coerced into doing so? The ethical implications are vast and complex, and they highlight the need for careful consideration and regulation as this technology develops. So, will we ever be able to share our dreams? The answer is, we don't know. The science is still in its infancy, and the technological and ethical hurdles are enormous. But the very fact that we're even asking these questions shows just how far we've come in our understanding of the human mind. Whether dream sharing becomes a reality or remains a sci-fi fantasy, one thing is certain. The exploration of our dreams will continue to push the boundaries of science, technology, and our understanding of what it means to be human. As we look to the future, it's worth considering what kind of society we want to create. Do we want a world where our most private thoughts and experiences can be shared or even exploited by others? Or do we want to preserve the mystery and intimacy of our dreams, keeping them as a sanctuary for our innermost selves? Thanks for sticking with me on this journey into the mysterious world of dreams. If this video got you thinking, drop a comment below with your thoughts. Would you want to share your dreams if you could? And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the tech of tomorrow.